I'm more peaceful now.
About 5 minutes.
Get ready, here we go.
You're ready.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Councilman Timmons? Councilman Cook? Councilman Benz? Councilman Dennis?
Yes.
Councilman Weiner?
Here.
Councilman Wilkie?
Yes.
Councilman Underwood?
Here.
Councilman Boyd?
Here.
We do have a quorum. Rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may have a seat. I would like to entertain a motion to amend the consent agenda tonight to table Bill 4593 and under the closed session, add paragraph 13 to RSMO 610.021.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. The consent agenda is amended. Tonight, we have warrants totaling $216,559.18. I'd like to have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion's been made
Second.
and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer?
Yes.
Councilman Underwood?
Yes.
Councilman Wilkie?
Yes.
Councilman Weiner?
Yes.
Councilman Dennis?
Yes.
Councilman Benz?
Yes.
Councilman Cook?
Yes.
Councilman Timmons?
Yes. Motion passes. Correspondence. Do we have any? No. Okay. Remarks from visitors?
None, and the folks that we do have in Zoom, they are here answering questions of items that are already on the agenda.
Okay. Any bids?
No, sir.
Ordinances and resolutions. First ordinance we have tonight is ordinance 4589. Would the clerk please read this bill for the first time?
Bill number 4589, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to enter into and execute a contract with Laffey Cement Finishing Incorporated for Fifth Street improvements, federal project TAP-2600-612, incorporating said contract as part of this ordinance and establishing an effective date.
We have Bill 4589 is open for discussion. Can I have a staff report?
This is the contract with Laffey Cement Finishing for the Fifth Street project. We did receive concurrence on the award from MoDOT. Once we get the contract executed, we'll set a pre-construction meeting and get a start date.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4589 for the second time in title only?
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Madam Clerk, would you read Bill 4589 for the second time?
Bill number 4589, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to enter into and execute a contract with Laffey Cement Finishing Incorporated for Fifth Street improvements, federal project TAP-2600-612, incorporating said contract as part of this ordinance and establishing an effective date. Councilman Boyer. Councilman Underwood.
Yes.
Councilman Wilkie. Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Benz,
Yes.
Councilman Cook,
Yes.
Councilman Tennant.
Bill 4589 has passed. Bill 4590. Will the clerk please read Bill 4590 for the first time?
Bill number 4590, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving a non-terminal agency agreement between the city's police department and the Jefferson County Circuit Court and establishing an effective date.
Bill 4590 is open for discussion. Do I have a staff report?
Brian Malone may be able to address this easier than I can. Brian, if you want to talk about the agreement.
Sure. Thank you, Greg. This came to my attention when the city's police department contacted me. Now that the circuit court has held a few of our municipal court sessions, we're handling some of the issues associated with entering arrest warrants and other criminal justice information from the circuit court. I understand the Highway Patrol came down to audit the police department, or at least some of their operations recently, and they said that under this arrangement, we should have a non-terminal agency agreement with the circuit court. Essentially means that the circuit court doesn't have access to enter criminal justice information into a law enforcement database the way a police department does. So they're considered a non-terminal agency, whereas the city's police department is a terminal agency or an operating agency. So they asked us to get this agreement on file. I forwarded a copy to the circuit court, and the presiding judge has already signed and returned a copy. So we just have this before us, and this is a standard template form contract that Highway Patrol uses. So that's all I have.
Is there any discussion?
Brian, does that have a bearing on prosecution at that time?
No, it really doesn't. It's strictly, I guess, a back-end data entry issue so that the court and the police department can enter and access appropriate information into the appropriate databases.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4590 for a second time in title only?
So move.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4590 for the second time?
Bill number 4590, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving a non-terminal agency agreement between the city's police department and the Jefferson County Circuit Court and establishing an effective date. Councilman Tennant.
Yes.
Councilman Cook.
Yes.
Councilman Benz.
Yes.
Councilman Dennis.
Yes.
Councilman Weiner.
Yes.
Councilman Wilkie.
Yes.
Councilman Underwood.
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Bill 4590 has passed. Bill 4591 is on the agenda. Would the clerk please read this bill for the first time?
Bill number 4591, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, authorizing the issuance of special tax bills under Chapter 215 of the City of Festus, Missouri Municipal Code, certifying said tax bill to the collector of County of Jefferson to be collected with the City of Festus real estate tax bills and establishing an effective date.
Staff report.
This is an annual process we go through. You can see the exhibit A attached, pages 1 and 2. These are properties that have special tax bills attached to them. We send this to the county so that it can be reflected as part of the yearly tax.
That was my question, is the yearly thing.
Is there any other discussion? Do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4591 for a second time in title only? So moved. Second. Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4591 for the second time?
Bill number 4591, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, authorizing the issuance of special tax bills under Chapter 215 of the City of Festus, Missouri Municipal Code, certifying said special tax bills to the collector of County of Jefferson to be collected with the City of Festus real estate tax bills and establishing an effective date. Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Underwood,
Yes.
Councilman Wilkie,
yes,
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Tenen,
Yes.
Councilman Cook,
Yes.
Councilman Benz.
Yes.
Bill 4591 has passed. We have Bill 4592 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read this bill for the first time?
Bill number 4592, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the plat of Festus Commerce and Business Center Plat 5 and establishing an effective date.
Bill 4592 is open for discussion. Do I have a staff report?
This is for, as we talked about, this is to split lot 11, which is directly south of the KFC lot. Mr. Goodwin attempted to join us via Zoom, but he is here in the lobby to answer any questions if you do have any for him. It's just a standard lot split though on lot 11.
Is there any discussion? If none, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4592 for a second time in title only? So moved. Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4592 for the second time?
Bill number 4592, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the plat of Festus Commerce and Business Center Plat 5 and establishing an effective date. Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Underwood,
Yes.
Councilman Wilkie,
yes,
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Benz,
Yes.
Councilman Cook,
Yes.
Councilman Tenen.
Bill 4592 has passed. And we have Bill 4594 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read Bill 4594 for the first time?
Bill number 4594, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the conditional use permit for 1168 West Cannon Drive, Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date.
Bill 4594 is open for discussion. Can I have a staff report?
Chris Chesley with the Occidental Group is on our Zoom call. He's here to answer any of your questions. This is for the medical marijuana dispensary, 1168 Cannon Drive. They meet all of the requirements that the city has established. This is essentially granting them the conditional use permit to be able to operate there, but if Chris can answer any questions for you, I know he'd be happy to.
Is there any discussion or questions?
Is there any report from the police department about
I'm sorry, from whom?
that being there?
From where?
From the police department, is there any?
This is a strict zoning issue. It isn't affected by, obviously, and Chris, you can probably speak to this, the level of scrutiny all these applicants receive through the state is pretty substantial.
Yes, we went through the state set minimum standards for security, everything from personal security that we'll have there for staff, for patients, down to how good our cameras had to be, and everything along those lines. Then we were graded against hundreds of other applicants, and we were some of the few that actually hire and won our license.
It's not residential property.
No, this is on the old UPS store property next to Emo's.
See if it's got Chris, it's seen over there. Chris, you guys already have that building leased?
I'm sorry, what? I can't hear.
Do you already have that building leased?
Yes. Yes, we were required to have that building lease since about this time last year as part of the application process, saying that we did have control over it at that time.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4594 for the second time in title only.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4594 for the second time?
Bill number 4594, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving a conditional use permit for 1168 West Cannon Drive, Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date. Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Underwood,
Yes.
Councilman Wilkie,
yes,
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Tenen,
Yes.
Councilman Cook.
Yep.
Councilman Benz.
Yes. Bill 4594 has passed. New business.
If everyone's good with it, we're going to attempt a fall cleanup, since our spring cleanup was canceled due to the pandemic for October 24th. That would be over at the Public Works yard and shed.
Anybody have any problems with that?
Is there anything that's not picked up over there?
They cannot take tires, construction waste, car batteries, all that stuff is on the flyer that we do distribute.
Is there any other discussion? I'll entertain a motion to set the fall cleanup date for October 24th, 2020. Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Fall cleanup date is set October 24th. Request for honor glow event.
In your packets, you'll see proposed, this is a flag holding ceremony honoring veterans. They'd like to have a banner that goes in our section over Main Street there by the library. The event would be September 12th. They're also working with the Tanglefoot Association to do window display.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the request for honor glow event.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Budget.
So I gave everyone the budget highlights. I tried to do that for you just so that instead, in case you get confused by the green sheet, just to give you a few things that are in the budget. Based on all of your discussions, the main thing I put in there was that right now there's a COLA budgeted for all departments to receive a 2.5% increase. Along with, right now we have an estimated 10% health insurance increase that we're trying to have the city pay versus putting the burden on the employees. That's currently the way it is in the budget. You could see some other items about the different promotions that have happened. There is an addition of the tourism director that was approved by the tourism commission a few weeks ago. And then salary survey adjustments along with position changes and the new public works director / assistant city administrator, that will be in the new budget amendment because he is starting
September 14th.
So you will see that. You already asked about the revenue. I did take a little bit of a reduction in case the COVID stuff does continue. But then based on the discussion with the police and just the way it was budgeted last year, we adjusted the utility tax because that is not included in the public safety tax. It is included in the general sales tax. As far as the larger purchases for capital, you can see a lot of them there. We do need a roof for 406, the building there. And I'm trying to automate the timesheet process, so that's what that BSNA timesheet module is. You can see some of the vehicles that the health department, along with the water sewer fund and the CBT tax need, along with the 911 move, that's the biggest item, which is around 675,000. We did put the portable signs in that you guys keep talking about for around 15,000. And the firehouse is needing some improvements, so that is in there. And some of the projects highlighted in the budget are the 3rd Street, 5th Street, and South Mill projects. So we just wanted to give you a quick overview about the budget because in the next meeting we will be discussing it more in depth. So if you have any questions in the next couple of weeks, please feel free to reach out to me or Greg. And unless you have anything else to say.
So I just wanted to say that, wanted to put this in your hands now. You guys spend time with it. And we'll be able to field questions between now and our first meeting in September. Also wanted to say, it has been a wonderful process. It has been an educational process. Having Stephanie here and being able to go through the budget, because there's a lot of things that she brings to the table, coming from working for doing charitable work, but also coming from the corporate sector. So she brings a set of eyes to this process that we haven't had, and it helps, I think, all of us get a new look at just the process and how we do it. I think it makes for a better process long term. I think we're going to be in a great spot as far as how this process will work. So I just wanted to point out the great job that she's done to date, the ability to work with the department heads, and then be able to kind of funnel all that information into a document that you guys can go through and consume and ask questions about.
So Greg, we'll still
Greg,
have.
I've got one quick question.
Okay, Brian.
So on the very first part there, just rather than have the summary as a list and without having any numbers there, would it be possible to see what the financial impact of those 6 bulleted items would be?
If you go deeper into the document, the pages that were included for you is a full breakdown of all the departments, the requests that they made and the requests that were included in the full document.
Sure.
So essentially, once you get past the bullet points, there should be an all-fund capital asset summary for 2020-21. If you take a look at that, it'll give you a perhaps a more specific breakdown.
Okay, I just did a quick couple times over, and I may need to be better versed in this, but I didn't see anything. But I'll continue to look that over.
Okay. Also, for all of you that so that it's a little easier to look at, if you just fold this sheet in half, everything that's on the back side or page 2, these columns that are highlighted as capital budget, this gives you a breakdown by department. There are some smaller items that are maybe listed on the capital summary, but are made as operational. Someone, they asked for some chairs over in the public works break room. It's like $650. We didn't put that as a capital outlay item because of the cost, but it is something that may show up on the sheet. But looking at this just real simply, the green sheet, as we always have liked to call it, is everything on this side is beginning balances and operational expense. Everything on this side is is capital and ending balances. So you get a better sense of how much money certain funds are either depleted or how much money is put in the bank at the end, projected at the end of the fiscal year.
We'll still discuss this though. I mean, this is just a snapshot of what we're.
This is a snapshot, absolutely.
Okay. For the next budget council, I'll be quick, or if I meet you in person, can I see the ordinance in our water and sewer rates? Because it says per ordinance, they go up 2.9. I'm just having a hard time swallowing.
It's the bond covenants, but I can certainly show it to you.
Yeah, but I can see that.
Okay,
That's a
that's fine.
hard pill to swallow every year.
I understand. It has to do with the coverage you're supposed to have on reserve. And basically what they call the bond covenants require you to have 110% coverage.
Right. For the
So
way
the
bonds
rates have to
work.
be adjusted accordingly.
But isn't that baked? I can talk.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll come in. That won't take much time.
Will now this is what it used to be before, will all the department heads be here to discuss each breakdown, or because of this COVID, we're gonna do it how?
We're not going to bring them into, obviously, we've spent time with all the department heads. Everything that they brought to us has been incorporated into this document. If you have questions about a particular department, we can certainly make them available. You can stop them one-on-one if you like. I don't think.
Well, I mean, you know how it always goes, something that they requested didn't happen, you kind of don't want to know why it didn't happen, or what they think, or if they really wanted it, or, you know.
And we had meetings as recent as this morning to talk about some of the trade-offs we need to do in water, sewer, and in the city transportation tax with Shane and Josh. So trying to get this number, try to get that pencil as fine as we can. Really what we would like for you to do is spend as much time with this, ask as many questions as you like. We'll essentially try to set aside all of the meeting on the 14th for nothing but this, so that you can bring all, any questions that you don't get answered between now and then, you can bring to us and we'll get them taken care of. And then hopefully, without too much difficulty, we'll have an amended budget for this fiscal year and a new budget for the next fiscal year at the September 28th.
The meeting on the 14th, that's when the new guy will be starting.
He will be here, that's his first day.
All right. Yeah, like I said, years past, there's always that wish list somebody wants.
And you have that in your packet.
Right, yeah.
That's in there.
That's the capital list, that's all the stuff that they wanted, so you can see what they were requesting and then what we have in there as approved, if that's helpful too.
Right, I mean, I just like we did the last meeting, when Greg said we got a year, what could we wish to do for the city? Just like these guys, anytime we could put that little extra in, maybe if it's for safety or whatever reason it may be, I just always like to, if we could do it. It's on that borderline, well, we could, we can't, I mean, whatever, I
think if you go through the list, Bobby, you'll find that anything that was deferred has basically been deferred for a year because of the price of the item that's being asked for.
oh, I know it.
The part of the discussion today was, backhoe or tandem axle or single axle dump truck.
Right.
Which one is more of an immediate need to see if we can go ahead and help hold an item back for another fiscal year.
I know, it just seems like something always gets, they always really want this, but they never can seem to get it because of that little,
And there is one item that, I think water sewer, they've been putting back 50,000 each year to try to save up for something
Right.
too.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of stuff as well.
yeah, but no, yeah, I was looking at it and like I always do with that, but I just always like to grant something that helps them better,
Right.
and so, all right, good, so next meeting we'll talk more about that.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Guys, I may very well lost mine. I can't seem to locate it.
We emailed it.
I just emailed it to you
Okay,
around
all right.
4:00-ish.
Okay, I haven't checked my emails since then. I've been busy reading some other stuff. Okay, I feel better now.
Yeah, Kevin, we'll have hard copies for you, Brian, and Kyle, if you want to stop by, or we can have them delivered.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I just ain't checked my email since then.
Any other discussion? Thank you, Stephanie. Old business, stormwater variance.
Now, this was the request by Passos Realty. Last meeting came up. Carol Oness from Gover Land Service and Mike are both on our Zoom call if you have any additional questions for them.
Are there any additional questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve the,
Or deny.
or tonight.
Yeah. Stormwater variances are tough because the water has to go somewhere. That's always my biggest concern. I understand most of our codes are written to the masses and you can look and make changes. There are options, and as a business owner, you gotta always weigh costs, but there are other options available. So I'm gonna make a motion to decline the stormwater variance.
Can I share some additional information on the low impact development options we did consider?
I'm gonna make my motion, ma'am. I've got my mind pretty solid on this. Water's gotta go somewhere, and there's so many areas concerned.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to deny the request for a stormwater variance. Could I have a roll call?
Councilman Cook,
Yes.
Councilman Tenen,
Yes.
Councilman Benz,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Wilkie,
Yes.
Councilman Underwood,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
The motion to deny the stormwater variance has passed. Mayor and city council reports. Councilman Boyer.
Well, I guess the mayor's cruise, the fall mayor's cruise was canceled, right?
Yes, a long time ago.
Well, anyway, they had one,
Yes, I know they did.
and it seemed to turn out extremely well.
I saw a lot of black marks on me.
I've seen that too, and they said they're gonna talk to them about that, but so it don't happen next time. But, did you have any problems anywhere?
Not other than just the issue with the squalling tires and everything else. I don't believe we had any other traffic complaints that I know of, other than that part of it. That was a privately sponsored event.
Right, 400 cars. We had a tally on it. But it seemed like it went well, other than the few burnout spots. People are ready for that sort of thing, you know? So. Basically all I got.
All righty, Councilman Underwood.
I have nothing, sir.
Councilman Weiner.
Just happy to see that Fifth Street project on the, in our packet tonight. I'll be very happy to see that started. I appreciate the police's continued participation in trying to get speeders to slow down throughout various parts of our town. And I'm very happy to see a couple of the speed indicator machines for this year's budget come up too. That's all I have, sir.
All righty, thank you. Councilman Wilkie.
I have nothing, sir.
Thank you. Councilman Dennis.
Nothing, sir.
Councilman Vance.
Greg, how's the Cromwell project? I see it's not, I
Well, we had a
thought it
lot
had
of-
to be done by now for school, but I guess
We
not.
had a lot of fire to that fella. Basically told him we were gonna close the project out, paying for half, and tell him to get his equipment off the site. He showed up the next day. Got the head walls poured, had everything prepped for asphalt. So that's where the project is now. They did subcontract with Jokers to come in and do the asphalt portion of the project. So as soon as Jokers can get over there, we can get it open. But as far as the box culvert and everything that the contractor was supposed to do, it's complete.
It was already supposed to be done though, wasn't it?
Well, here's the thing, that project didn't have a contract, it was just a bid award. And it was, there was no design plans, this was back in January, February that we did this. He had some delays getting started.
I remember that.
For a variety of reasons, the pandemic was part of it. But once we finally got him back on site, they knocked out a bunch of work in about 3 or 4 days and got caught back up. Yeah, the project should have been done. It was one of those ones that Matt got it started, sat on the table for a little while. I picked it up and said, we need to get this thing moving along. So we got the guy back in gear, and as soon as we get some asphalt down, we'll get it straight back open.
I kind of figured something had to go wrong because with school, I know that project should have been done if school had been.
Well, it should have been done,
Right.
should have been done a month and a half ago.
It should have been pretty easy in and out. I've had a few contractors ask me, who's doing that job? I was like, I couldn't remember the name of it, but.
Chris Copeland is his name.
Okay, yeah, I said, because the one that should have had it barely missed it, but they went with it. So
We went with a little bit.
that's the only thing, I had a few of them and was wondering why that, I figured something's up. That's it, sir.
Thank you. Councilman Cook?
One thing I have, Greg, and I apologize, I missed this totally. We have an executive session for personnel, because
Yes.
I have a small concern on something, and that's all I have, sir.
Okay. Councilman Tennant? I have nothing, sir. Thank you. Following reports are included in your packet from the administration, building, the city clerk, finance director. Fire chief, do you have anything?
I have nothing, sir.
Captain?
The only thing I would like to add, just keep in the back of your mind, I know we have included the price for speed trailers that's been requested and everything else, and they're including that in the budget. Just be aware, depending on which model we go with, you could have an issue of having a place to park them on the streets where we have a lot of our complaints.
We've taken a look at it. Doug's been very good about relaying some information to me. They have speed signs that also give you a logging capacity, so they'll count the number of cars and the speed of each car. Also let you know what the posted speed limit is and what your speed is. That can be pole mounted. Essentially, they look like a very large speed limit sign. And that is the pricing that we included in the budget that you'll see there on your capital projects. It wasn't the trailers, obviously. They even make a smaller trailer, which is only about 3 foot wide. You can put it up on a sidewalk, but now you're blocking a sidewalk. So, and some places we don't have sidewalks. So the idea is to go with the pole mounted signs that would give us a little more flexibility and not run into the possibility of blocking traffic.
Or somebody hit.
But thanks again to Doug for digging that stuff up.
Or somebody hit.
He tracks that down for us.
Yeah, or somebody that.
Doug, are those all battery powered?
They are solar powered.
Solar powered?
Yes.
Wonderful. Good job, Doug.
Thanks for taking care of that, Doug.
You're welcome, sirs.
Treasurer, do you have anything? I will entertain a motion to go into closed session in accordance with RSMO 610.021, paragraph 3, personnel, and paragraph 13.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cook,
Yes.
Councilman Tennant, Councilman Benz,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Wilkie,
Yes.
Councilman Underwood,
Yes.
Councilman Moore.
Motion passed. We'll take 5